Hi Libra, welcome to your November 2018 Tarot and Astrology reading. First and foremost, thank you all for your likes and subscriptions. If you haven't already and would like to, please subscribe to the channel. Now, Libra, we're dealing, well, it's Scorpio season. For you, that's always financial. That's always your second house, the house of worth, whether it be financial or whether it be personal. So with the new moon there on the 7th, I think it's very important for you, Libra, that you establish exactly what relationship you want to have with your finances and, of course, with yourself. It's not first house energy, so it's not totally personal, but your value and your worth, is there a specific relationship between how you spend your money in that arena, how you value yourself? So sometimes people with high self-worth spend less money because they don't feel like they have to. Sometimes people with low self-worth spend all their money because they feel like they need to keep up with people. But listen, this new moon is very powerful, so I think it is a great time to write down a list of all the different financial gifts you want to receive, or the way you want your bank balance to look. Get specific. Five of Wands is it was sort of lingering there, wasn't it? There seems to be a conflict of interest, either in terms of money or in terms of a relationship direction. But with this Scorpio energy, it is the perfect time to reassess your finances. Now, Venus is, of course, retrograding until the 16th in your sign, so you may be dealing with old wounds, you may be dealing with old toxic relationships, negative relationships, potentially a Capricorn here with the devil, but I think it sometimes is a bit unfair on poor Capricorn that they get the devil, because then when something goes wrong, it's a Capricorn. So it's more to do with the toxic and negative aspects of your relationships or your life or your spending. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily always a specific person, Libra. So Mars is going to be exiting Aquarius, I think, on the 15th and moving into Pisces, and that'll be really, I think, a bit of a relief to everyone, especially the air signs, because Aquarius has been in your 5th house, and there was a retrograde cycle there as well. Loves may have returned, especially with Venus retrograding in your sign. And when it moves into Pisces, it's giving you this injection of energy into your day-to-day routine and what sort of hobbies you have, what way your work life is affecting your personal life, what sort of goals you have, little goals, and how they add up to the big things, Also, Jupiter, of course, is going into Sagittarius, and it is going on the 8th. And for you, Sagittarius is indeed your communication sector. So all the media, all the communication, the written word, everything is enhanced for you guys. Abundance. Take up writing. Write an article. Create something. Communicate with somebody. Or learn ways of expressing yourself. Learn a language. The Fool. New beginnings. Free spirit energy. This is a commitment to a new journey, taking a leap of faith for a new experience that you need to have. The Four of Pentacles in your hopes and fears suggests that maybe you're a little bit apprehensive about this. What is assisting you is the Chariot. What is working against you at the moment is the Page of Pentacles, and the outcome is the Three of Pentacles. So what's underneath? Ace of Cups. So there is very much a fresh new beginning, a new perspective here with the Fool and the Ace of Cups. A new injection of energy. I see very much you committing to a decision, Libra. Whether this is in a relationship or whether it is in work, it can be either or at the moment. We'll know more as we lay down the cards, but with the Fool card and the Chariot, your willpower is becoming stronger. Maybe this is Mars exiting Aquarius. Maybe this is Venus retrograding in your sign and it's recharging you, and you're going to come back powered up like a Pac-Man. That's what I sort of see here. The Chariot. The Chariot, it's all about confidence when you're being tested. I feel like some of you are being tested in the workplace. You felt like circumstances have been a little bit unfair, and your willpower is being tested, and your character is being tested, your testimony to yourself. You really want to prove yourself, and you can do it. You get this commitment to a new journey, a new surge, a new direction, a new path. And nothing is going to change your perspective on this, because you've had your season, you've had Libra season, you've had a new moon, you have had your planet in retrograde since the beginning of October, putting this little dampener for you on Libra season, and you're not going to let anybody else put any more dampeners on you, Libra. You're determined to move forward. And the Chariot is very encouraging. This is the winner of the whole spread so far. This is telling you that you need to act on a decision that you want to do. You need to take direction. Whatever it is that you've been considering and mulling over, whether it was when Mars was in retrograde during the summer, whether it was with Venus retrograding, maybe it is time for you to just move forward anyway. You can't keep mulling over things. You can't keep going over things. You want to make a move. You want a fresh energy. You want to sage your space. You want to open a window in your life. You want to really crack open a bottle of champagne with Jupiter moving into Sagittarius. Of course, it's been in Scorpio for you, so that's great for your finances. But where's the fulfillment? You're looking for something a little bit more. I get the impression you want more. Ten of Swords, you really are beginning, you want to feel carefree instead of disappointed. There's been disappointing circumstances, conclusions that were not satisfactory, and you want to start something fresh because you know you deserve it. There's a water sign. There could be a Cancer here, I think, a Cancerian person. Maybe a Scorpio or a Pisces. Challenging you is Earth sign energy, interesting, Libra. So I wonder what's going on here. This could be in career. This could be a figurehead in your workplace. This could be somebody who's getting on your nerves. It could be an Earth sign. It doesn't have to be, you know. As I say with the Devil, it was unfair on Capricorns to get a bad rep. But I do sense that there is somebody, and it's definitely either Earth energy or a workplace environment relationship. Seems to be getting on your nerves. Now the Hermit is here, so you're having this independence on your journey. You're soul searching a lot, Libra. And I think you've gotten to a point where you know that you're not going to trust anybody else but yourself. For some of you that are going into a period of being single after unhealthy relationships, I think you're okay with that. Libras are notorious for desiring partnership more than any other sign. And you with the Hermit energy is a bit unusual. It's kind of like you're reassessing your relationship with yourself first and foremost, because most likely, astrologically speaking, with Venus retrograding in your sign, which is, you know, Venus is your ruling planet too, in your first house, you're kind of going over who you are as a person. And I understand that because Venus was retrograding in Scorpio until Halloween. I'm a Scorpio, and it feels a lot heavier than I think you expect it to be honest. I've gone through Venus retrograde periods before and not really felt very much, or not really felt wildly affected, but when it's in your sign, it really can bring up some feelings towards the past that you find uncomfortable and unpleasant, and I guess ungraceful. It might make you feel a little bit like you're losing self-control. So you have decided, instead of going into a well of self-pity, you've decided to take the reins and steer this in the direction that you want to go. And that's awesome. King of Cups here means that you may be getting assistance from water signs though. As I say, I think the Cancer relationship seems to be very enhanced here, or you may have Cancer in your chart somewhere, Libra, that is propelling you forward. I mean, with the Hermit card, I'm sort of sensing that there is sort of, you know, this introspection, self-searching, soul-searching, looking for the inner answers to a problem that has repeated itself over and over. It could be that you go for a specific type of person. I forgot to mention strength is underneath, so you are feeling stronger. Strength is the funniest card to explain because it's called strength, but it's courageous energy. It's persuasive energy as well, and it's actually, you know, embracing the inner animal instinct that you have as a person and being okay with your passions, being okay with the way you express yourself physically in the world, as long as you're not harming anybody else. It's being in charge of your emotions and the aggressive side. It's coming to terms with the anger you've experienced as a person and saying, I'm above this, because you look really, really like you're rising above the things which have caused you pain, Libra. And it's really actually, it's a very beautiful spread, all things considered. Your relationship with yourself is strengthening to a level I don't know if it's ever been. Because this looks to me like conquering your fear of being alone for some of you. Yeah, I think some of you are rejecting a romance or a traditional way of doing things. You want to do what's right for you at the moment. Water signs are coming up so well, Libra. This could be a person from the past. as always with the retrograde season, I think it has to be said, because a lot of the time you're actually dealing with more people from the past than meeting them. I mean, I know I've, under the Venus retrograde in Scorpio, I've not really met any new people, but ones from the past have resurfaced left, right, and center. So I have to say that as a disclaimer, it could be somebody from the past. Temperance is in the challenge position. The Ten of Pentacles, gorgeous. So Venus leaving your financial sector, you may be coming into some money that has been hidden, or money that you've not been aware about. To be honest, and then there's the World card. To be honest, the Hermit and the Ten of Pentacles is almost like hidden tax to me. Money that you may have saved and forgotten about, money that you weren't aware of, at least, seems to be enhanced here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit. It's sort of like digging for gold and finding it. Does not look like that. He's looking for gold and he finds a treasure chest. It also could symbolize finding the answers on your own, like finding that inner peace on your own. The World card here, travel is enhanced. Journeys are enhanced. Now, as I know, and as you know, Mercury is going retrograde on the 16th. But that doesn't mean we can't travel. It just means we have to expect to be patient, because there can be delays, there can be challenges in travel. It can be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Something seems to be reaching a conclusion with the World card and the Ten of Pentacles, and you're coming out of it pretty good. You're coming out of it richer. So I don't know if this is a financial situation that you're leaving or a relationship that you're leaving. It may have been a relationship that was costing you money. I notice with the Pentacles energy in the challenge position, you might have been dealing with someone who was costing you a lot of money. Whether it was they wanted to travel all the time with the World card here, whether it was you were paying for, I don't know, with Temperance in the challenge position, paying for rehabilitation for a person. I see the Devil came up earlier. It could be toxic relationships. But you seem to be doing okay on your own, Libra, whatever this is. So some of you may have left a relationship. If you've not left a relationship, you might find that you need more downtime than usual. And if you're dating a water sign, I get the impression they understand, that they get it. They understand that you're feeling a little bit fragile. Maybe if you're dating a Scorpio, they've just done the Venus retrograde, and Pisces Cancer will have experienced the Scorpio Venus retrograding motion anyway, because they'll be hitting them in their element. Earth signs might not be as understanding because they're not wildly affected by it unless it's a Taurus. So it may be that you're dealing with an Earth sign or a Sagittarius that doesn't get your need for space at the moment. Or it could be that you're tired of trying to fix somebody. And maybe some of you have let something go, because the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles to me suggests something got wrapped up. But with the 3, you're building something a lot more secure on your own. So it does kind of suggest that maybe you were dealing with someone who was kind of financially draining or emotionally draining, or they had a lot of things they had to do. That the Hermit energy just sort of indicates, Libra, that you are figuring it out on your own. It's almost as if you don't want to listen to anybody else, because this kind of looks like people are coming at you with all their opinions and they're offering their perspective, and you don't really need it. You don't really want it. The Two of Swords and the Three of Wands, I'm thinking that you have for so long been postponing a decision or writing something off as progress. You've not wanted to progress, especially with the Four of Pentacles here. You've kind of seen a lack of action as enough action, because choosing not to act is still a decision. Making no decision is effectively making a decision, I think is what I want to say there. And you're not comfortable with that anymore. You want to listen to your own judgment, and you're determined to move on from something. And if you've been single for a long time, Libra, I can see possibly meeting somebody, traveling or on a road trip, because there's a link to cars, and there is sort of, with the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, there's a possibility of meeting somebody, especially if you're a type of Libra who has a lot of water in their chart, your moon or your rising, maybe even your Venus or Mars. There's an opportunity to meet somebody, if you're single, who is completely on your level. Because the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, who's more compatible, really? When they're side by side with the Chariot, it's like taking a journey, going on a journey together, committing to a journey together. There may be a little bit of fuss over who's in the driving seat, though. you know, who is the driver and who is the passenger. There could be a little bit of a problem there. And I don't think it's because one person wants to be in the driving seat. I actually think it's because neither of them do. Because cups are kind of passive at times. So I think it's maybe neither wants to make a move. Neither wants to be the gardener. They both want to be the flower. Do you know what I'm saying? So you may be meeting people that are a little bit passive, especially under Venus retrograding in your sign, because you're not coming forward. They might not be either. They could have, you know, Libra moon or Libra rising or whatever, and they don't want to make a move either, especially if you're dealing with a Cancer. Yet they're well aspected. If you're dealing with an earth sign though, I think with Temperance here, there is a difficulty in building a bridge with that person. So I think this could be somebody who there's been a falling out with. Maybe there has been some discord, a little bit of game playing, and with Temperance, you maybe want to fix it, but you don't feel like it's getting fixed and you kind of just want to let it go. Or it's not that you want to let it go, but you just want a break from it for a bit. You maybe just want to spend a bit more time on your own to reflect and come at it from a fresher perspective. As I say, the Chariot's all about driving forward regardless of what anyone else is telling you to do. When I see the Chariot in your helpful position, it always says that have faith in yourself, because you are driving this. You know, you're in the driving seat, you're in control, and if you want to go all hermit on everybody, that's totally fine. December is more a social month, I guess, and you don't have to be the life and soul of the party during Scorpio season, because unless you have a lot of Scorpio friends, which you actually might with the King and Queen of Cups here, you don't have to go out that much unless there's birthdays. I don't know. But with the Ten of Pentacles, I am seeing abundance for you. And I'm seeing wealth, whether it is your health or your mentality or your relationships, they seem to be improving for whatever hermit decision you make. So you go inward, look for answers, you find it, and it gives you a treasure chest. It gives you a magnificent reward for doing that inner work. So even Libra, if you've not had somebody for a very long time, you're being rewarded with something because you've done the hermit energy. You've looked for answers and you've realized that you are your own ride or die. You don't need a partner, especially not if they're holding you back or if they're hurting you. Now, if you're a cross watcher watching this, don't assume that's about you, because it might not be. This can go either way. You know, you can be dealing with a Libra person who is in hermit mode and you're finding it really challenging because you want to talk and you want to help them. Just know that the hermit energy is indicating that a little bit of soul searching is necessary. To see it followed by the Ten of Pentacles means that there's a payoff, right? So if somebody's not speaking to somebody, it sort of seems to me that there's a good reward in this for some reason. Something better comes of the silence or the introspection. Oopsies. Fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. And that's your card. Fairness. See the scales here? That's your energy. Medicine woman. Your channel for divine healing power. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. I do see this as getting something out of an exit, or getting something out of leaving something behind, or letting go of the outcome. You know, detachment. Because the tens in the world card, something is being wrapped up. And it might involve you being solo. It might not. I do see a very happy relationship here with the King and the Queen of Cups, to be honest. Especially in the Chariot. It does sort of seem like a car journey, like journeys in the car listening to the radio or something. The Hermit's never infinite, you know, it's never ongoing. In fact, followed by a 10, it sort of seems to wrap up a period of being solo. Do you know what I mean? So it'll depend on each Libra. Don't forget to watch your moon and rising, and if you are Libra moon and rising, this does apply. I know I don't say that very much in the readings because I just sort of assume, I guess, that everyone knows, but I suppose fair enough, no. It does apply if it's even your Venus and Mars, etc. It's good to see when you resonate with a sign in particular, even if it's not your sun sign, do look, because sometimes we resonate with our rising, etc. more because of the planets as they are and how they're strengthened and stuff. So Venus retrograding in your sign may mean that you should really check out your moon and rising too. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Libra. I will see you in mid-November. Take care. Bye-bye.